Human body evolves to move frequently throughout the day, not to be sedentary with brief bursts of intense activity. Think about this like oral hygiene. You wouldn't brush your teeth once a week for 30 minutes and expect healthy gums. Your body needs regular movement stimulation throughout the day, not just a concentrated dose at one time. Now, it doesn't mean that your gym sessions are worthless. Clearly not. Structured exercise provides benefits that light movement doesn't, particularly for building strength and bone density and cardiovascular capacity. What I'm saying is that exercise alone isn't sufficient if the rest of your day is spent sitting. The body responds to patterns to what you do most often. And if most of your waking hours involve sitting, then that becomes the dominant signal that your metabolism receives. Frequent light metabolic consequences for heart and brain health movement keeps your metabolism in an active state throughout the day. Your muscles continue pulling glucose from your bloodstream. Your fat-burning enzymes stay elevated. Your endothelial cells get the mechanical stimulus they need to produce nitric oxide, which keeps your blood vessels flexible and healthy. Your mitochondria, which I'm sure you know are the energy factories in your cells, maintain better function because they're being consistently used rather than sitting dormant for most of the day. And all of this translates directly into lower cardiovascular risk. Your blood pressure tends to be better controlled. Your risk of developing dementia decreases, probably because better metabolic health means better brain blood flow and less inflammation affecting your neurons. Your chances of developing metabolic disease like diabetes drop substantially. These aren't small effects, these are massive. The difference in health outcomes between someone who moves frequently throughout their day and someone who doesn't can be dramatic, even when both people exercise the same amount. This could be the difference between living into your 90s in good health with a sharp mind or being in your 50s and 60s unable to leave the house because of health problems. When lessons from the Blue Zones researchers study populations in the Blue Zones, which are these areas around the world where people regularly live past 100 years old in good health, they notice something really interesting. These people don't go to gyms, they don't do HIIT workouts or follow structured training programs. What they do instead is move naturally and constantly throughout their day. They walk to visit their friends. They tend to their gardens, which involves squatting and bending and carrying. They live in areas with hills, so walking anywhere means climbing. They stand while doing their tasks. They carry things by hand rather than using machines. Movement is woven into the fabric of daily life. They're not being sedentary with scheduled exercise breaks. They're moving as part of simply living, which means that their muscles are getting stimulated all the time from morning until night. That pattern of consistent low-level activity appears to be more protective for longevity than our modern approach of sitting all day with an hour or two of intense exercise. The question how to apply this in modern life becomes how to apply this when most of us have jobs that require sitting. Well, the solution is simpler than you might think, though it does require some intentional habit changes. Walking for 10 minutes after each meal is one of the most powerful things that you can do straight away. And I've made a video on this recently. The timing is particularly effective because it helps control the blood sugar spike that follows eating, which has other downstream effects on insulin sensitivity and fat storage. Standing during phone calls costs you nothing in terms of time, but it adds up to significant standing time across a week. Parking further away from your work building may be taking the stairs instead of the lift. These aren't just cliches. They're legitimate ways to add hundreds or even thousands of steps to your day. Assessing an alarm to move for 2 to 3 minutes every 30 minutes might feel annoying initially, but your body will thank you for it. All of this is about your long-term health. Aiming for 7,000 to 9,000 steps a day puts you in this range where the research shows substantial longevity benefits. Trying to keep your total sitting time under 6 to 8 hours a day where possible makes a massive difference. Now, the mindset shift here is moving from this idea of I need to exercise more often towards I need to move more often. Those are fundamentally different approaches. One focuses on intensity and duration, the other focuses on frequency and Consistency throughout your entire day, both of them matter, both of them have massive benefits. But for longevity, that second approach, according to the research, is actually more important. The real longevity takeaway. The secret to longevity isn't extreme discipline or elite fitness or fancy equipment or 5 a.m. ice baths. It's consistent low-level movement built into your day as a non-negotiable part of how you live. You can start this right now without spending any money, without any special gear, without transforming your entire life. Just stand up more, walk more, break your sitting time up, choose the stairs, move during phone calls, take a walk after dinner. The people I see in the emergency department with preventable chronic diseases aren't there because they didn't exercise enough. They're there because for decades they lived in a way that meant their muscles were switched off for most of the day. Their metabolism adapted to stillness, and that adaptation created disease. You have the power to avoid that fate. And it doesn't require becoming a fitness fanatic. It just requires refusing to be still for most of your life. That's a choice that you can make right now, today, tomorrow, and every day after. Your future self, the one who wants to live long and live well, will be really grateful that you did.